first of all, we'll kind of give you an update on Blake. He's going to go back to the doctor November 1st, and we'll kind of know then kind of a drop-dead date when he can start going with contact again. He's doing everything non-contact. I mean, anything we do with no contact, he's involved in it. He's doing a ton of extra stuff on his own, trying to get himself in the best possible shape he can get into. And so we'll know exactly after the appointment, like it's going to be this particular date. He definitely won't play against Mississippi College. I don't see him playing in the first game against Arkansas State unless something changes. But then after that, we can kind of give you a specific date. We'll all know, what time frame that'll be in.
Is he feeling all right?
He's feeling good. Yeah, he's feeling good. It's just this. It's just that the medication that is on requires him to kind of sit amount of time out, and so that's kind of what they're going back for reevaluation. But he's making good progress. He gained a little weight, just inactivity, so now his weight's back. I mean, if you come out to the gym today, non-contact, you wouldn't know anything is wrong with him. So he's just chomping at the bit to try to get back out.
Well, your expectation is you'll have him.
Yes, this year. Yeah, no question. Unless something happens, in the next, an appointment or something. But everything just seems to be progressing exactly on plan. And so if I just had to make a guess right now, sometime middle of November 20th, 25th, something in that kind of area.
First month of the season.
Yeah, but we'll see for sure after the doctor's appointment at the Mississippi Medical Center on Monday. Excuse me, not Monday. It's on. What's the first? Friday. Friday. Yeah, Friday.
We've talked a little bit about Luis over the past few weeks, few months. Just having him in here, he seems kind of like a different guy. How is his persona, confidence level kind of changed over the course of this offseason?
Yeah, and we can't get into great details about the Texas scrimmage, but he kind of played how he'd been practicing, and he played good, and so that was good. Yeah, his confidence level is up. I mean, his body looks different. He's physical. He's increased his athleticism. He practices like he belongs, and he wants a different role, and so he's just got to keep making that progress.
You said you can't get into details. Can we ask you generally, are you pleased with what you saw in October, whatever that was?
Number one, Texas they look and play like an NCAA tournament team. I mean, they were very well coached, so it was a competitive scrimmage. It was really good for us. I'm sure Texas Shaka would say the same thing. But some of the things that the head coach already knows that the player doesn't know, what he's about to be exposed, got exposed. And so the best thing about that is that now usually the player, after he watches that, we watched it this morning at 6:30, then they'll start getting a little better understanding of exactly where they are as an individual and where our team is. So usually the good teams, this is when teams start making some progress, but yeah, there's a lot of things that we can sure do better at. I was pleased with some things, but I know one thing, the scrimmage was really good for us.
Where did y'all play that?
New Orleans.
Out of where?
At Dillard.
Okay.
At Dillard, yeah, we're in New Orleans at Dillard.
Can you specifically talk about rebounding in the scrimmage? How that went?
That was some of the things we didn't do so well. I thought we rebounded, pretty well. Certain guys did. We can always improve with that, but that was one of the areas that, it wasn't too bad.
Luis talked a little bit about noticing a difference in the culture of this team from year one to year two. Have you kind of noticed a little bit of that?
I have. I enjoyed year one. I really did, and I enjoyed the Canadian trip helped our team. Like I thought maybe last year's team was further along than this year's team offensively. I think because we played 4 games, had 10 extra practices, had been through 4 things, just what we did at Texas. And so still, boy, tell what happens. You look out there, we get awful young, and you forget it's Carlos's first deal. It was Franco's first time, and then you've got Sammy and Austin, so we got, so we were young at times, and so that's what it was good for. I like coming to the gym with them. We got to get tougher. We got to get better in all the areas, but I've enjoyed coaching them.
What do you, in that exhibition game I guess it's a week from tonight, trying to play a lot of different guys, look at a lot of different things?
We'd like to, because our guys need to play. I mean, we played it, 50 minutes against Texas, and it was good. That just some of the guys, some of the main guys that did play in the regular deal, but really got more playing time. Shaka needed it, and we needed it too. And so, but yeah, you'd like to do that. We're trying to play well, and and we'll base the rotation based on kind of what happens this week in practice. But yeah, you would love to get, because scrimmages are great, but I don't care who you play. There's nothing like starting lineups underneath the lights, going through the exact same thing for game day. And so you'd like to get as many guys in that game as you could.
Is Blake the only guy you expect to not be able to go?
Yeah, he would be the only one right now. Everybody else, knock on wood, is, it's like everybody's got nicks and bruises. Devontae's a little under weather for the scrimmage, sick. We still, he's a tough guy. He's always going to try to play. But really, everybody else is we're in good health.
There was a time a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, Kermit, you were talking about Luis. Felt like he was in your top 5. Is he still that high in your mind?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He started in, in the scrimmage against Texas. And if we start today, he'd start again. So it's now on him, to keep doing it every single day. And, Austin Crowley is playing well. He's battling right there at the same spot. Then when Blake comes back, obviously you got different options, there when he comes back. So, but yeah, right now, I mean, Luis is, we keep these point totals of everything from rebounding, assists, turnovers, deflections, 50-50 balls, everything. And I think Luis is probably second, top 3 on our team of all those types of points.
Just broadly speaking, how do you evaluate kind of the first month of the season, kind of leading up to that Brooklyn trip, that Butler game here? Like, what are you looking to see before going into those important tests?
Well, I mean, winning first. I mean, I'm serious. I'm dead serious about winning. I mean, it's just you start looking at exhibition scores that are getting publicized, and you see. I mean, there's some that get beat. There's, Georgia plays at Charlotte, and it's the game is on. I mean, it can just happen in college basketball, especially early in the year. So I mean, Arkansas State's our total focus, and it's just winning the game. I mean, winning the game, and you have 4 home games, early, and then obviously you go on the road for tough tests. But I think all these 4 teams that we play, I mean, who knows? I don't know. They may all be NCAA tournament teams and win their league. I'm not sure. Haven't seen them at all on tape yet, but I'm serious. That's the main thing. It's just how hard can we play defensively and how we can share the ball. And if we can do those 2 things, then I think our team has a chance to keep making progress.
Last year, as you tried to figure out your rotation, I imagine there are a couple fewer candidates than you have this year. Y'all seem deeper. I imagine you probably prefer it this way than that way, but is it more challenging to kind of feel out that whole process in the first month if there's more guys?
Yeah, because we really haven't. If Blake's healthy, it's a little simpler, but right now, I mean, we are there's some guys that maybe hadn't separated themselves, I mean, Bryce and Franco both had good moments in the scrimmage, have both had good moments in practice, but separating themselves, right there, or Carlos came in and had some good segments against Texas, just physical rebounding segments. And so, do you play Sammy at the 5 or the 4? Carlos gets the 5 minutes. So, yeah, we are. And I'm telling you, we're not going to figure it out probably. We'll probably go through these games trying to figure out a rotation to get it set, and who knows? We may play 10 guys. Could play 10, maybe 11, but, we could easily play 9 or 10 guys in those first games for sure.
I know it's a hypothetical, but if you had a healthy Blake Hinson playing well right now, how different would your lineup be?
It'd be, if he just, I don't know. It probably, if you just, maybe Hadim and KJ and Blake, with Luis being the first guy off the bench. We could go even smaller and play Blake, KJ, and Luis at the same time. Hadim off the bench, and. Last year KJ came off the bench and played Blake at the 4, so it just gives you a few more options starting, But really, I mean, Blake has not he hasn't done anything physical since August the 8th. That's a long time, So it's gonna take him a little bit to get back in it. So we've been with this lineup for pretty good amount of time, to know this is kind of probably what we're going to be with for the first little part of the season.
That's a long way off, but you've mentioned playing 10 or 11. By the time, you guys go to Nashville for the SEC tournament, what's the number that you ideally want? Is it 8 or 9 that you're playing?
I've never had a number. I'm serious about this. I've just always played the guys that deserved to play. Sometimes in the middle it was 11, and I think one team we played 12. They just deserved it. I mean, the guys they were good players. They played. They deserved to be in the games, and we played. Played 11 guys, and so I really don't have just really who deserves to play. And then sometimes some guys get so good and so important, it's hard to take them off the floor for very long. So that factors into it also. And then it's how much progress that these other guys can make.
For either you guys or Texas, just in general, does the 3-point line impact shooting percentages and stuff?
It didn't them. It didn't them. It didn't them. But we keep every one of them. I think in every competitive practice, whatever we've done, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 4-on-4, 5-on-5. I think since we started official practice, we've been about 38 or 39%, which is, great. You take that. That wasn't our percentage on Saturday. Texas shot it good from the line, though.
Going back to Luis, you've praised his defense in the past. Can you just speak to his commitment on that side of the ball?
Yeah, he's got to get better. He's got to be more committed off the ball. He's physical on the ball. He's got to get better off the ball. And but yeah, he could be one of the elite defenders on our team and in our league. But he's got his rebounded better than what he's done probably in the last couple of weeks. And but he's got everything there. He's got great feet, great strength. He's athletic, and he's more comfortable in what we're doing now than he was this time last year. And so, yeah, and I think everybody a little bit fights conditioning this time of the year, fighting through fatigue when you've been out there for 3 or 4 minutes, and that's something we got to get through.